They're up, someone goes over the top of someone else. Clifton goes right onto the back. Was that Christina Mallion onto Ellen Strydom? Ellen Strydom is holding this beautifully. Waris Mills stands up, and that has caught them right up. They are under the line, under starters orders, are under 19s and opens. Oceanwoman are underway, and so starts the Rescue Sports Series number 2 at Milnerton, brought to you by Solid Oak. What a start by Kira Besta in the middle of the pack, getting a nice high knee action, and straight into the swimming she goes. She is a world champion, open long distance surf ski paddling champion. Not only that, under 23 as well, and has been dominating that sport for the last 2 years. What people don't know about Kira Besta is she comes from a swimming background, and her father, a long-time national swimmer, Andre Besta. And Kira Besta, those genes have been passed down, and she is now leading into the sandbank as she stands up, does a porpoise dive underneath, and on the left-hand side, another swimmer who has just done a record swim around Hong Kong Island, Waris Mills, the only one without a wetsuit, is now saying, hang on, I can swim as well, let me just show you how to do it, and get through the surf. Waris Mills, a former podium position getter in the surf swim at the national championships. She certainly knows how to do a surf swim. Look at that sandbank, folks. There's a big long gully. They just had to swim across onto that sandbank, and if you've got the legs, if you've got the height, if you've got the porpoise diving, that is going to certainly stand you in good stead and get you a great advantage. All our ladies have now made it out through the back line and are now on their way out to the first turn can for the surf swim. Like I said earlier, this is an extremely generous 400 meters. If you're reading between the lines, Milnerton crew have set up a surf swim of epic proportions here, and you are going to have to watch yourself and pace yourself and get a bit of a gap in the swim. You're going to double that gap when you get onto your craft, coming into the second and third leg. Our swimmers now making their way out to that first turn can, just correcting their line and about to hit that first surf swim can. It's a Fisher Cap in the lead, and a commanding lead it is at that. About to hit the surf swim can and gets around it, drops her shoulder, does a one-arm stroke on the outside, and it's a almost 2 body length, no wetsuit, and that is definitely going to help her on the paddle board and the Malibu board and the surf ski after the swim. That is a almost 6-7 body length heat, a body length lead that Waris Mills has got on now. It looks like second place also Fish Hoek, and then 2 Clifton caps and a Summerstrand cap there. That will be Madison Lee Fourie in there as well. I'm going to say that's Ellen Strydom coming in second place and leading that pack, coming into the last turn can. There we can see Waris Mills. She's just gone around and she's taken a wide line in, now corrects, and is coming across to the sandbank. So for those athletes that were concentrating and just checked out where the waves were breaking, they'll be wanting to find out where that spot is that they can get a nice clean body surf back across the bank. They've sort of coming off wide from that turn can and now heading into the surf zone. Waris Mills, a commanding lead for Fish Hoek, about to hit the impact zone, and now we're going to see if those body surfing skills match the swimming skills that she has just shown. No wetsuit and still pulling away from these other girls in this event. And now heading into the back line, and out the back I see the ducky rising up to the crest of a swell and dropping down into the trough, and there is a set coming, and this set might be just in time for our mid-pack, our second pack, to close the gap if they can get onto a wave. I can see the rating goes up. Some of our athletes there had just returned to New Zealand, and they just said the intensity of the racing was so high. Look at this wave, here comes something. Someone can pick this up, someone's got the skills. They're up, someone goes over the top of someone else. Clifton goes right onto the back. Was that Christina Mallion onto Ellen Strydom? Ellen Strydom is holding this beautifully. Waris Mills stands up, and that has caught them right up. Waris Mills just missing that wave, but a beautiful look at her kick as she keeps herself on that swell, and now into the gully. Now it's about keeping that intensity and getting across this gully as quickly as you can. Remember, folks, points and a bucket load of prize money up for grabs here for our ocean athletes, and the points are absolutely necessary for the final prize giving. Thank you, Solid Oak Rescue Sports Series, for your sponsorship. And coming out the water, what a swim for the first leg here. Waris Mills, youngest person and record holder to swim around Hong Kong Island in one go. Great transition. She runs hard up the beach and is trying to open up that gap. Look at what a transition can do for you folks. She's going to get straight onto that board. She's got no wetsuit to worry about. Great body surfing here by Ellen Strydom for Hoek. And catches right up. Now it's transition time. We saw them racing in New Zealand. They were saying how the intensity is just that much higher. And Kira Bester in third place here for Clifton. And Madison Lee Fourie for Summerstrand in fourth. And Holly Smith as well. Good swim by her. And that is where the racing is happening now, folks. Waris Mills is into that gully. Let's watch this transition from Ellen Strydom. As she runs into the water, you want to get those legs up nice and high and get as quickly as possible. Waris Mills maintaining that gap. She's a lay-down paddler, it seems, and now into the impact zone. If she can get through clean here, that gap is going to stay, but there's a set building, and this is going to hold up Waris Mills. This is where everything can change. In the iron races, it's not over absolutely until it's over, and the ocean always delivers up a bit of spice. Oh, 10 herbs and spices up for grabs here in the impact zone as Waris Mills just not so au fait with getting that nose up and over that white water. What's she going to do here? She needs to be sit back, and she's trying to muscle this board through. That is the wrong thing to do. You want to be sitting back on that board, getting the nose up and over the white water. She muscles, is held there in one position, and the rest of the crew has now caught up 3 waves that Waris Mills had to face here. She gets underneath the lip of this one. Now, the next one is looming. The rest of them get hit by that foamy. Boards going left, right, and all over the show. It's like almost pick up 6. Waris Mills sitting down, gets the nose up and over. That's what you want to do. Get that arm action going. Right next to her, Ellen Strydom gets the eye of the tiger and sits down, up and over. This race is back on, folks, as Waris Mills gets pushed right back. Ellen Strydom in the lead, and to her left, Kira Bester gets a gap and is out, folks. Look at how that lead changes on the impact zone with a few waves. That is why the skills on the board so important to know how to get that board up and over foamies. And the whole crew of them are back together again here in the Oceanwoman event, formerly known as the Iron Woman. So the whole lot back together. You can see they're bunching up. So the best wash that you're going to get on a board is on the tail, and you get some great drag there. Oftentimes off to the side of a board, there's a side wash. It's very hard to keep that board straight. But these girls are certainly not holding back. Ellen Strydom really pushing hard, but now getting taken on the outside, or on her right-hand side, the Clifton cap, and it looks like it might be the cap of Kira Bester taking the lead into the board cans. Not only can paddle a surf ski, but can paddle a board as well. This is going to get interesting in the ski leg, folks, with all of them, barring Waris Mills from Hoek wearing a wetsuit. Sorry, guys. We need to keep it down, eh? Thanks, eh? Okay. So along the back straight goes Clifton, opening up a humongous lead there in a very short space of time on the board. Kira Bester putting the hammer down, and she knows that she wants to get as much of a lead as possible going into the surf ski, because the girls that are now second and third, Waris Mills and looks like and Ellen Strydom in second, Waris Mills third. They can all paddle a surf ski. Jessie Allott, we haven't said anything about Jessie Allott, but Jessie Allott, a President's Team member, went to New Zealand for the President's Team, is having a fantastic paddle, folks. Right on the outside, and now in behind Ellen Strydom in the wave zone now is our leader. Our leader coming into the wave zone, into the impact zone. This could be a wave that could get you an Oceanwoman title, and she's down the front, folks. What a beautiful wave, perfectly timed, gets the wave. She's going to catch her breath, get a bit of air, and this is going to help her as she gets a commanding lead going into the surf ski, and that is certainly going to help put her in the driving seat here in the Oceanwoman final. A massive push there from her as she went into the first turn can to get a lead. She knows getting a lead in the board will help her in the lead in the ski, and it's Kira Bester leading the Oceanwoman here for the Rescue Sports Series number 2, brought to you by Solid Oak. The rest of the girls are chasing. Our early leader, Waris Mills, now back into second place. She can paddle a ski. Jessie Allott, great board paddle by her, coming across the gully. Ellen Strydom under pressure. And here comes Holly Smith as well, great paddle by her. Madison Lee Fourie hits the beach. And behind, Christina Mallion coming in. Kira Bester now has got her ski. Hard transition. Tries to get into that boat. Now the wetsuit is going to be a struggle to paddle that suit, but she's got a nice lead. Waris Mills picks up her ski. She's chasing hard. Anything can happen here, folks. There's a set coming through. There's some waves coming through. Waris just struggling to get that ski straight and get that transition right. Holly Smith now. What a transition by her. Gets onto her ski and is paddling. Goes right past Waris Mills. Still trying to get on the ski. Holly Smith now into second place. Waris Mills off the beach in third, and Jessie Allott in fourth. Our leader, Kira Bester, has done a Moses on the crowd. The seas have parted, and she is out the back, and the waves are going to hit our second and third place here, trying to get across the impact zone. Kira Bester, our leader, has doubled that lead and is now in a very commanding position going out to the ski cans. Well, Ellen Hodgkinson for Clifton coming onto the beach now. Let's clap her in and cheer her on. She comes around, no stranger to the surf ski, and those other girls better watch out because she can definitely paddle a ski, and she's going to be wanting to hunt them down. And look at her run. She's running with determination there to get across the beach. Back to our leaders. Kira Bester for Clifton just hit the first can and on her way to the apex. And then she is going to be in her happy place as she turns the ski and gets some runs and some swells from the back. An taskmaster, absolute pro at riding ocean swells is Kira Bester, and you'll have to look far and wide around the world to find anyone that can ride a swell on a surf ski like she can. She's turned that apex and home Jerome. At this point, if you were a betting person, the odds would be quite stable on Kira taking the win here as she gets to the last ski can and now heading towards the impact zone. Of course, that might be a commentator's curse because anything can happen in the ski leg for the ocean racing as she gets to the back line, and now the last hurdle for Kira Bester before she hits the beach. Huge rating in the stroke rate there. Waris Mills has recovered from her transition and is chasing hard, never say die, not giving up. Kira Bester onto a small little bump, safely into that impact zone. Now on the sandbank, it's a tiny little wave. She's going to paddle this all the way across the beach. And ladies and gentlemen, folks, put your hands together for our winner here today in the Oceanwoman. iron event, Kira Bester for Clifton, taking home maximum points in the iron series here, brought to you by Solid Oak. Maximum points going on to her tally, her scoreboard. She opens up the score with a full house in points, comes across the beach, and she's going to take maximum points. A great board paddle by her at the back straight, put her into a commanding position, and action is aplenty here in the impact zone as Holly Smith gets a beautiful wave onto the sandbank, chasing down Waris. Waris Mills comes to the shore break. Our early leader, a great swim by her. Just got held up by the waves in the impact zone on the board, and here comes Waris Mills. Put your hands together. Second place in the Oceanwoman. No wetsuit. That definitely helped in that ski paddle there afterwards. And Holly Smith, folks, comes in third place. What a paddle by her. Scoring the third place points there in the Solid Oak.
It was a nice little bump on the way in. This swim was probably my most difficult leg. The ladies are really, really fast in the swim. But yeah, it was great. It was really fun. First time in a very long time that I've done this. So yeah, lucky to be back.